This Kahoot is about substitution, so things that we're comfortable with. Okay, let's start. So 7 questions. If 2k, or 2k if k equals 5. So we take the 5 and we plug it in. So it's, yes, nice job. Annotate. Okay. 9 minus r if r is equal to 3. Look at that. I found one with extra time and you guys are being so fast. Are you playing, Evelyn, or you're just signed in?
Yeah. It doesn't kind of load. There's some questions that I can't do.
Oh, okay. 3w if w equals 3. So we take our 3 and plug it in.
What?
Yeah. So 3 times 3 is 9, because when a number and a letter are right next to each other, the default operation is times. So 3 plus 3 is 6, but 3 times 3 is 9. Eight plus m if m is equal to 4. All right. There we go. Y plus 3 if y is equal to 4. Red Pony has the highest answer streak of 3. Z minus 4 if z is equal to 10. Look at that, 100% again. Now you have 4 in a row. 2g if g is equal to 4. Awesome, 100% again. So you guys can vote on this one. This one gave us extra time because I know a lot of times you guys say, there's not enough time, like I need time to think about it more. So I found one that gives you more time. So how'd you like this one? 3 responses. Oh, you guys are fast. Okay. All done with that. I'm gonna close out of here. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to have us do, because yesterday we were working on APOE and SPOE, today we're going to focus on MPOE and DPOE. So what is MPOE and DPOE? APOE is addition, property of equality. SPOE is subtraction, property of equality. So MPOE is
Multiplication.
Okay, good. And DPOE is?
Division.
Division.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to do some of these, and then we're going to work on the IXL for that and see how we do. And if we're doing all right, we're going to put them together again where they're all mixed up. Okay, so we're starting with this one, and he says, here we'll explore how to solve equations like 4x equals 20. Let's see if it was.
Here we'll explore how to solve equations like 4x equals 20. As a first step, let's guess an answer and see what happens. If x equals 3, then what does 4x equal? If you're not sure, click down here to review.
So what do we think? If x equals 3, then 4x will be what? So it's telling us, like an equal sign, it's saying x is equal to 3. So we take this and we substitute it, like we were just doing on our Kahoot.
$12.
Right, if x equals 3, then 4x equals 12. But we wanted 4x to equal 20, so 3 is not the right answer. What is the right answer? Solve this equation for x.
Okay, so x cannot be 3, right? 3 is not a solution, so what is the answer? So that when we times the two numbers together, the answer will be 20.
$5.
Okay. Yeah, so if we look on our times chart, 4 times 5 is 20. We'll plug that in. Oops, that was my fault. I meant to say 5. I put the answer. Teacher fails.
Nicely done. X equals 5. So you can guess different answers and check to see if they work. But let's come up with another way to solve equations like this one. First, consider the equation.
Oh, before we do that, so why do we not want to guess the answer? Like, why is it I don't want to pull my times chart and look at this every single time to figure it out? Would that take too long? And we still might get the wrong answer. So this is the what we've been practicing for the past 2 weeks, I think.
Y plus 3 equals -2. What step can you take to solve for y in this equation? Should you add 2 to both sides, subtract 2, add 3, or subtract 3? And click here if you're not sure.
Okay, so we're not talking about the 4x equals 20 anymore. We're talking about this example. And what do we want to do? Add 2. So what Jolene is saying is that she wants to take the 2 and bring it over here to this side. So I'm going to push add 2 to both sides. Oh. Why do I not want to add 2? Subtract 3. Okay. Yeah, because if I bring the 2 over here, then my numbers and my letters are all together. And we don't want that. We want numbers on one side and variables on the other. Okay. If I move this 3 away, we'll have variables on one side and numbers on the other. So she said subtract 3. Okay.
Exactly. To solve this equation, you should subtract 3 from both sides, because once you do this, adding 3 and subtracting 3 on the left side cancel out, and that leaves you with y. So y equals -2 minus 3, or -5. So getting back to this equation, we want to do something to both sides to get rid of this 4 in front of the x. So let's divide both sides by 4. On the left, the 4 in the numerator cancels out the 4 in the denominator, leaving us with just x. So x equals 20 divided by 4, which equals what?
So what is 20 divided by 4?
5.
5.
Right, so x equals 5. This is the same answer you got before, but when you solve for x like this, there's no guessing involved. Try some more examples. If 5a equals 15 and 6b equals negative 42, solve for a and b by dividing both sides of these equations by the numbers in front of the variables.
Okay, so for here we put a line and a 4. So what do I want to do for this one?
Line in a 5.
And am I doing it to one side or both sides?
Both.
Both sides.
Okay, so these cancel out. And then 15 divided by 5 is?
3.
3.
And what do I want to do for the next problem? 6b equals negative 42.
Six in the bottom for both.
And then 6, these cancel out. And then I have 42 divided by 6. So 6,
7.
7. And I have a negative and a positive. That means
Negative.
negative 7.
Nicely done. Dividing both sides of this equation by 5, you found that a equals 3. And dividing both sides of this equation by 6, you found that b equals negative 7. So how about the equation 3x equals 7? Well, to solve for x, we can divide both sides of this equation by 3. So x equals 7/3. 7 divided by 3 is not a whole number, so we could leave our answer like this as an improper fraction, or we could equivalently write it as a mixed number, 2 1/3. Try solving a few more equations whose answers are not whole numbers. You can write your answers as improper fractions, mixed numbers, or decimals, or click here to review.
Okay, so 2a equals 9. What do I want to do?
Line in a 2.
Line and a 2, line and a 2. This cancels out. So he said the answer is going to be a fraction. So can we divide 9 by 2? I'm looking over here. Can I divide 9 by 2? I see 6, 8, and 10. Is there 9?
No.
No.
So we cannot divide 9 by 2. So I'm going to leave my answer 9 over 2. And then how about the next one? 5b equals negative 8. What do I want to do?
Five for both sides.
Okay. Jolene, I haven't heard from you.
Yeah, 5 on both sides. Like
Okay.
a line and a 5.
A line and a 5 and a line and a 5.
Test them out.
And can we divide 8 by 5?
No.
No? Okay. So I'm going to leave it as a fraction. Negative 8 over
Yeah.
5. Let's see. Good work, you guys.
Excellent. Dividing both sides by 2, you found that A equals 9/2, or 4.5. And over here, dividing both sides by 5 means that B equals -8/5, which is the same as -1 3/5. Okay, so how can you solve equations like this, where the variable is being divided by a number? Well, let's now multiply both sides by 3. So on the left, the 3 up here cancels out the 3 down here, meaning x equals 4 times 3, or 12. Try multiplying both sides of these equations to solve for A and B.
Okay, so now it's telling me it's already divided. So I need to do the inverse operation. What am I going to do?
Times.
Times. Okay, good. So I'm going to times. And I have to times both sides. These cancel out. And then 8 times 2 is?
16.
And what about on the next problem? B divided by 6 equals 5.
Times 6 for both sides.
And these
5
cancel
times 6
out.
is 30.
Oh, thank you. 5 times 6 make it 30.
Excellent work. So A equals 8 times 2, or 16, and B equals 5 times 6, or 30. Next, here's an equation where the variable is being multiplied by a fraction, 4/5. So how can we solve this one? Well, let's multiply both sides by the fraction's reciprocal, meaning we flip the numerator and the denominator. So we're multiplying both sides by 5/4. Why are we doing this? Well, let's look at this part of the equation over here. What's 5/4 times 4/5? And to review multiplying fractions like these, click down here.
So we do this a little different. They're doing 2 steps at once. We break ours down to 1 at a time. So whichever way you are more comfortable with. Evaluate this product. Okay, so what am I going to do? I keep saying YouTube. So I have a 5 on top and a 5 on the bottom and a 4 on top and a 4 on the bottom. So what cancels out? Do the 5s cancel out if I have 1 on top and 1 on the bottom? Anybody? So we're trying to solve this, right? And I have 5/4 times 4/5. 5 cross off, thank you. All right, crossing off my 5s. Can I cross off anything else? Fours, yes, exactly. Okay, so now I cross off the 4s. And then what's my answer going to be? Yesterday we were finding the 0 term. Today we're finding the one big factor. So what does that mean? Let's see, 5 divided by 5 is? 1. Okay. Move my chat box over here. All right. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And then 4 divided by 4 is? One. Good. So now we have ones, and 1 times 1 is?
1.
1. So my answer is going to be
1.
1. Okay. Do you see how it is not 0? Even though it canceled out?
Yeah.
Because when we're dividing it, when we divide it, the answer is 1. And then when we see the x over here, 1 times x would be x. Okay, that's why it cancels out. So we have 1.
Exactly. The 5s cancel out and the 4s cancel out. So this product equals 1. And that means x equals 24 times 5/4, which equals what?
And how would I do that? I have a fraction times a whole number.
A line and a 1.
So does 4 go into 24?
Yes. 6 times.
Okay, so I'm going to cross off my 24 because I'm writing it another way. I'm going to write it 6 times 4. Now that I did that, I can cross off my 4s, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to rewrite what I see. Do I need this 1 or I don't need it anymore? Because I have no other numbers down here. Right? You can do 1 times 4 is 4 and 1 times 1 is 1. But they're all numbers except the invisible 1. So I'm going to remove it. I don't need it. So I have 6 times 5. And you guys said 6 times 5 is 30, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, you told me that just a little while ago. So you said that was 30. I'm going to write 30.
Right, so x equals 30. Now try solving these equations. 3/7 a equals 12 and 2/3 b equals 5.
Okay, so I'm going to review for the first one how we do it. So if you like reversing the reciprocal, you can go ahead and do that. But for people who want it step by step, I always start with the denominator. I will start with the bottom number because I don't want to deal with a fraction. Okay? So I'm going to put a 7 on top, a 7 on there. Now, if you notice, what am I doing? Because it's a denominator, so it's dividing, and I have to do the opposite, so I'm timesing it. Okay. So the 7s cancel out on that side, so I'm all done with that. I do not have a fraction anymore. But I do have 12 times 7. So I check that on my times chart. So 12 times 7 is what?
84.
84. So now I have 84 equals 3a. Again, like I was saying yesterday and on previous days, notice how I line everything up in the same order. So the A's are together, the equal signs together, and the numbers are together. Okay, helps keep me organized. Now I have 3a equals 84. So what do I need to do? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. It says 3 times a, and I need to do the opposite.
Divide.
This cancels out. And 84 divided by 3. So 3 goes into 84. Oh, the number line doesn't go that far. Let's use a calculator since it's not on the times chart. Oops. 28 times. So, before I do that one, so how many people like reversing the reciprocal the top way better, and how many people prefer our way better?
Our way.
Our way? How about you, Claudia?
Our way.
Okay. How about you, Evelyn?
I don't know.
Is it the same? Okay. So now that I walked us through with A, I want you guys to help me do B. Okay. So I have 2 over 3 times B equals 5. So what am I going to do first?
Times 3 on both sides.
Yeah. And then what?
5 times 3 is 15.
Okay. What about these 2 3s?
They cancel out.
Cancel out.
And I have 15 and 2B. Okay, now what do I do?
Divided by 2.
Yeah. Over 2. So these,
Cancel out.
Yeah.
and can I divide 15 by 2? 2. I have 14 and 16. Can I divide it by 15?
No.
What am I going to do with it?
They the same.
Stays the same. Okay. Okay. Had to mute that. Sorry. 15 divided by 2. It stays the same. Let's see. Good work.
Nicely done. So A equals 28 and B equals 15 halves, or 7.5. Now let's apply this approach for solving equations to a real-world problem.
Okay. So did you notice that even though we solved it a little differently, we got the same answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to point that out, that there's more than one way to solve problems.
Suppose a pair of jeans is on sale, and now it's only 3/4 of the original price. If the sale price is $36, then what was the original price of the jeans? If you get stuck, click here and we'll figure this out together.
Oh, I'm not going to worry about that right now. So now that we practiced a couple of them, I have an IXL that I'm going to share with us after class, but we could practice some together, okay? It's called GUA. Okay, so because the Z.61 was kind of hard for us, what I did, Jolene, you weren't here yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you try to sign in but couldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I recorded it and it's posted now, so you can go back and watch that if you need to, okay?
Okay.
So we have, so I broke it down to only adding and subtracting and then timesing and dividing. So that's what I did. This IXL, if you read here, it says solve one-step multiplication and division equations with whole numbers. And the shortcut is JUA. Again, I will post the link. Okay. So this IXL is only timesing and dividing. So we don't have to worry about adding and subtracting, okay? But I need to know, what am I going to do? H divided by 4 equals 4. What do I want to do?
Times
Time
4.
Times 4.
Okay,
The
then
4's cancel out.
Yeah.
4 times 4 is 16.
Okay, now I have G divided by 4 equals 4. What do I want to do?
Times 4 for both.
All right, so I'm trying, even though the letter is a different letter, I'm doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
4 cancel out. 4
Six.
times 4 is 16.
okay. Now I have 3 equals Q over 4.
Times 4 on both sides.
Yeah, even though the Q's now on the right side, the variable's on the right side, doesn't matter. I'm doing the exact same thing.
4 times 3 is 12.
Okay. And what about these 4s?
Cancel.
Cancel out.
All right, so my answer is 12. Let's try a couple more. Sounds like we're doing all right here. My question for you is the timesing and dividing one easier than the adding and subtracting?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have T divided by 4 equals 3.
Times 4 on both sides. The 4's cancel out.
3 times 4 is 12.
All right, and 3 times 4 is still 12. That didn't change. Oh. I want to see if I can get, you know what, I'm going to skip to a higher level because we're doing really great with this. Okay. Why is it not letting me jump? Oh, it's frozen. Jumping to next level. Same kind of problem. I wanted one that had a times on it. All right. Let me see. So you guys are saying it's 12. Let me see. Still doing that. Oh, here we go. Here's one I want to try with you guys. Okay, now what do I do? It says 3H equals 18.
Divided by 3.
Okay.
On both sides.
On both sides. Then what?
Cancel out the 3's.
Okay. And 18 divided by 3 is?
3. Oh, 6.
6.
My bad.
Yeah, it sounds like you almost times them, huh? So yeah, 18 divided by 3, 6. So if you times this on accident because you just did a bunch of times in a row, you could get the answer, mess up on the answer. So we want to watch that, yes. All right, and now we have 2V equals 16.
Divided by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel out the 2's. Is 8.
All right, so how are we feeling about this?
Good.
Good? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link with you guys so you can practice this. Jolene, you could watch the video. Let me show you where it is. I could also send you, Jolene, I'll send you a link,
Okay.
a personal link to the video also, but just to show you
Okay.
that, not School Yourself. That was the School Yourself video. If you wanted to watch that, like Jolene, it would be the APOE and SPOE. If you want to watch this video to do the other IXL from yesterday, Zoom. Here we go. So right here, it says solve one-step addition and subtraction Zoom. So that's the video. And then I'm going to send you that link. Oh, no, that's not it. That's IXL. Why am I swear I just saw it. Oh, here we go. One-step variable equations, APOE, SPOE. So this was the Zoom class yesterday. If you want to watch that, it's a long video. But you could always fast forward or just watch this section you need to watch, okay?
Okay.
And then for IXL, I'm going to include the new one. And then I'm going to rotate some of this stuff out as I see more people get it done. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions for me?
No.
No. Okay. So I'll see you guys tomorrow on Friday.
Okay.
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 Bye.
Bye. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.